Hey guys, Dave Keller here with Market Misbehavior. I'm here from the home office of stockcharts.com in Redmond, Washington, where I recently joined as their chief market strategist. And I was interviewed yesterday for a podcast, and the host toward the end asked me, what's the one thing that you could recommend or that you could challenge our listeners to do based on what we've talked about. And we talked a lot about decision making and the trader mindset and being, being in the right mindset to make good decisions about your trades and all of that. And so my answer to him was, be very thoughtful about the very first thing you look at in the morning. What's the very first thing you looked at today? And think about how important that is. And the reason is this: think yourself, what was the very first thing you looked at today? Did you set your alarm on your phone, so you picked up your phone and saw text messages? Did you look at email? Did you look at news headlines? Did you look at the newspaper? What sort of things did you prime your brain with this morning? And the reason is because the way that we prime our brains, the way that we start our day like that, has a profound effect on the rest of the day. Because if you start with texts and emails and headlines and very short-term, noisy stuff, that you might find it difficult to relax later in the day. There's a reason why so many people have difficulty unplugging and unwinding later in the day. Is because we've primed ourselves to have this mindset of hurried, the dopamine rush of looking at emails and looking at the additional headlines, right? So what are more thoughtful, more deliberate ways that you could start your day with? There's a reason why a lot of people intentionally start their day with things like prayer and meditation because they prime your brain for a position of calm. You then approach things later in the day from a position of thoughtfulness and calm and mindfulness, right? So my question to all of you is, what did you actually start your day with this morning? Now, why is that so impactful? Why is it so important? Well, it goes back to the concept of priming, I would say, right? So it's all about how you, your later decisions, your later thoughts will be primed, will be affected by how you thought of it earlier. And as a different example, maybe to show you, let's say I need some money from you. I need $100, right? So if I come up and I say, hey, you know what? I need $100. Can you help me out? You go, whoa, dude, $100, no thanks. But if I start and say, hey man, I need $1,000, it's really important, you'll go, what? Are you crazy? I'm not giving you $1,000. Say, actually, no, it's not that much. It's actually only $100. You go, oh, phew, 100,000. I mean, 1,000 sounded crazy. 100's not that big of a deal, right? And so that's a kind of a crazy example, but you get it, right? It's all relative to that starting point. And when I've started you at a much higher price point, it seems lower. That's why when you go to buy something, they say this is normally $43, but today only you can get it for $16. Even though the price might always have been $16, it sounds like you're getting a really good deal. And as a result, you are primed to that being a bargain, and you're much more likely to pull the trigger on it. So my question to all of you in terms of an investing mindset is, how did you start your day today as a person? How are you starting your day as an investor? What's that very, very first thing that you're looking at? And be thoughtful and deliberate about what that is, because it can impact your ability to make good decisions later today. And over a series of multiple days and weeks and months, you are building good habits by starting your day out correctly, starting it appropriately, and you will find over time that you're in a better mindset to make better decisions. If this sort of thinking about mindsets and decision making and investor behavior is of interest to you, I hope you'll hit subscribe and also check out some of the other videos on the Market Misbehavior channel. Thanks so much.